Recording in progress.
Calling to order the Seal and Branding Committee for November 3rd, 2025. Just say or yay or you're here. Cynthia Ganay.
Here.
Marshall Davis. Here. Topher Cox.
Here.
Gloria Grace.
Here.
Ted Egan.
Here.
Louise Miller. She's coming. Amber.
Here.
Faith David.
Here.
Is on the committee, but love to have you. And Katie King is. And Randy's not. Okay. Quickly, a few things. One is we have a version of the seal that's like a working version. We got it from, am I echoing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
All right. Let's try this.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead, keep talking.
All right, so we have this working version not courtesy, because we paid for it from Steve Nolan in California. So we have that version. As we discussed last meeting, it needs work. We know that. But we're not gonna pay him to do work when it occurs to us that we're gonna trot this by the residents. So if we can all agree this working version is not perfect, it's a working version, is okay, and we're gonna show this to residents as part of a survey. So when Louise Miller's in and Katie King is. Good to see you guys.
Sure.
So if you see, that is the working version. Is that the working version?
Yes, that's the version you sent me.
Okay. You will forgive me, but the resolution on the canoeist is somewhat lower because in a little Photoshop magic, I magnified the canoeist, because the one thing everyone said was we need a bigger canoeist. So for purposes of working for me, we kind of, and this outside hasn't been designed yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's,
Well, do you,
we don't worry about it.
okay,
Because we're not gonna sweat any details.
Right,
We're
right.
trying to go with this for a survey to say to people, do you like these elements? There are no Englishmen, there are no, there's no crosses, there is no TP, there's no, whatever else. Yeah, no, yes, there actually is an somewhat sourced image of High Rock there, and the Charles River is still looks too much like a lake, but it's gonna be a river. So are you guys okay with this as a working version? Yes.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. So I was asked
Yeah.
to take this and extract and do it.
Right.
And I did it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And then I was asked to do it again,
Thank
and
you.
I did it again. And then it came down, we've decided we're just gonna go with it. So I don't, and as far as I know, we're not supposed to talk about it offline, so I don't know where we decided came from.
Right.
But anyway, I did put some work in, so I'd like to display that.
Sure. Okay.
And
How do you
then,
display? Do you have it?
I don't know, so I sent it to Amy, but I also made a rubber stamp of it and a wooden stamp of it in the background, not deep enough, so you can see, and the only paper I could find in my studio is an envelope there, and I also did it on wood, trying to make it, because some of the places that don't have any, this one might still be a little wet, but whatever, it's just ink. So when last we did it, and I showed the one, there were suggestions as like, it's too dark in some places in the shadow.
Yeah.
One of the comments was, we voted on this, so we should use it. But I think when we discussed before, we were looking at a photograph of the Charles River,
Yeah.
right? So voting on a photograph, I think, is very different than voting on when we see it like this.
I like it.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
obviously when it's made into more of a, line art drawing, there's gonna be a big difference than what our eyes are able to see in the photograph.
Right.
So I don't know if you wanna show them the last one even?
Yeah.
This one here.
And I may just be completely blanking this. When did we decide we're doing a town survey?
Your suggestion last time.
Last meeting.
September 9th.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you said, we have to go and do.
No, to town meeting members. Town meeting
Yeah,
members.
that's what I
not-
thought too.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Because it's
I
town
always-
meeting that votes on
Yes.
this.
Now,
They're
obviously,
the
like,
ones
this
who
is
need
dark because
the
it's
letters
just
to
bad
explain
print.
what's happening,
Right,
not
I will, here's, like,
So it is a
Thank
different
you.
composition of what we're looking
Yes.
at.
let me get to that.
Yeah.
So here, Topher, I hear you said, do you wanna, Amy, do you have them? Do you wanna show them?
Try to pull them up, yeah, let's see.
I mean, I spent a lot of time on them,
Yes.
so I know, I don't mean, but it was like, it was. Can can you put it through the filter that you do? It doesn't work that
I
way.
know. All right,
So, anyway, so I kept, we have the river, we have the lighter sides, we have
Yeah.
the canoeist who is ethnically ambiguous. The canoe is wrong, Amber, I'm aware of that.
right, but I
But
thought we
you-
all agreed that the canoe, a machine was foreshortened look,
It does. To ignorant white folks like myself,
right?
you'll see a canoe and be like, oh, a canoe, where a machine could be, oh, is that a kayak? Is that a da-da-da-da-da-da? So I kept it
So
as,
I do have a big concern with that drawing. How do you even tell that's a Native American? Like, I don't know.
that, you haven't seen the one I did yet.
Okay, thank you, because okay, thank you.
So the one I did, the only thing that would kind of set it apart would be a long braid going down the back. Now, obviously, that could be anybody, almost anybody in this world, unless they're very.
I really
tight.
wish it was just a
curly hair.
long braid that separated us from everyone else, but it's not. We had a
I
whole,
understand, I'm trying, Amber, sorry, I'm trying to kind of appease everybody in
I'm
what I was
not-
doing.
I wasn't even done speaking, but that's okay. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, I didn't
No.
think that I was
Amy-
either, but that's
Oh, wait,
okay.
all right, hold on. Amber, go ahead. 1 second.
That's
Yeah, no,
okay.
absolutely.
No, I insist.
So what I was just gonna say is that this is gonna come up against a lot of people, no matter what, no matter what is done. So if some people are like, well, why are we doing it for, if somebody was starting to raise a ruckus about why are we, putting in Native American and what tribe is in, how do we know and all that stuff, and they say, why aren't we doing the colonial people and why are we doing? This way you could be like, it could almost be anybody, but it's not, right?
I guarantee you, if I was asked that question, that's not what I would say. If somebody asked me why it was a Native American, I would tell them to read a history book and they would know why it was a Native American.
And I think we understand that and get it. There's gonna be a lot of pushback on this regardless, as they say.
There's to be pushback anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
so,
I think we just need to.
but I mean,
you know,
I think
We need to pick the lane and we need to
Right.
go with it.
I felt that it kind of looked like there's a band around the head, which we'd spoken about feathers before, I think,
Yeah.
and then the long hair. So I kind of tried to make it somewhat ethnically correct, as even though they're in a canoe, and still, but not be like cartoonish in its, but again, keeping the river, which is a symbol for
Is
things
it
that are,
Is the Charles River.
it's a Charles River, but also rivers always are, they're consistent, but they're forever changing. So it's one of those things that's about the world. And then there also creates a triangle, which is delta, which is for change. And all that kind of stuff.
Yes, Gloria.
I know we're not tweaking designs, but I like these trees better than the other trees.
Yes,
Okay.
they're also, they're,
Because I think they're less intrusive.
Yeah.
And they highlight the person in the middle a little bit more, but the other one, first one, that's essentially the one we saw last time, except that the person is bigger, is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah, that's one done by the illustrators.
Okay.
So-
Oh my gosh.
can I just say one thing about the trees before we move on?
Yes.
The trees are also, their majority of them are pine trees. I can never remember if they're carnivorous or what it is. Not carnivorous, but
Deciduous or carnivorous.
Right.
Or
anyway, they are pine trees which don't change, right? So so I'm trying to show these things about change, and then also that there are some things that remain the same.
Okay,
except for the size of the mountain in the background, which is ridiculously,
that-
ridiculously large.
Oh,
yes.
That can be vague.
Right, but this is the
I was
one that
gonna
kind of
say-
I do want to remind everybody that we did talk about having the canoeist facing.
Yeah, that was a big push
That was
back
it.
on a lot. When people say, if it's paddling away, it's going away in history. We want the person paddling forward.
Yeah.
To sort of say, this, we're still part of the game, like, we're in present day. So
But that's
that
not
was,
present day though.
Yeah.
well,
With the, who's in the canoe?
I know, but I think visually going away was like,
Off into the
we're
sunset.
going off into the sunset.
Right.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah.
Here, I think it's whatever. Topher, I love what you did, and thank you.
I just wanted, there's some more explanation about that.
We have sunk a lot of money to Steve Noble.
And
So,
that's another thing I'd like to talk about.
yes, but, yeah, we can,
This is the second time we're just kind of throwing money at something.
right, we're now on to our, what number artist is here? I did think this would be the hardest part of this committee.
Absolutely.
I
But
Figuring
I,
out the
my,
skill of
my
the-
suggestion might be, maybe we stop throwing money at artists. And slow down on that and see if there's another way to do this.
So were we,
Just to,
Yeah,
yeah, I just thought we were going to get back to Amber.
yes, Amber, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, but
Nope.
Amber, were you had a hand up, or we,
No, I'm listening, but if we're talking about not throwing money at artists, I would again say to let my niece do this again. Like,
Okay.
this is very discouraging to see, like, we have just erased everything that we did. The original seal had a native on it. It had a it had all of that. And then this is like, how do you even know who or what this is supposed to be? Like, how are we giving the respect to Nahoyden and what we were doing if you can't even tell it's a native it's not even a Mashuna, it's a canoe. Like,
Right.
we'd provided headdresses, footwear, everything that would be a good depiction of what this native would look like. And this is just he might as well be hanging out in a kayak or something. It just doesn't
okay,
Can I go back to the forward backward thing for a second?
sure, go ahead.
So one of the reasons I
Oh,
made,
wait, I'm sorry.
Nope.
Hey, you have a point?
oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I guess a comment and a question. I think part of this is making sure that, and I'm the newest one to the group, but that there's a clear understanding of what we were trying to depict, because I'm hearing two
Right.
different things. So I think if it's like clarity on the committee consensus about what the depiction is supposed to be,
Right.
then it's the art achieving it. So,
Right,
so maybe that's worth just making sure we are all on the same page about that, but, I just wanted to revisit where we left off last meeting, just to make sure that I'm clear about the goals for this meeting, which is that at the last meeting, we had said we would provide town meeting update of what the conversation had been and some kind of graphic depiction to get a gut reaction to before spending any more money on artists. So just, that was my starting premise. I just wanted to confirm that that is currently.
that's it. To
Correct.
Louise's point that we're not going to have the two Englishmen in there. That just a person on a canoe on the Chills River, and it was basically land. The landscape of the original seal was still in marsh.
Is there a narrative that's gonna accompany this
It
that's
has
going out?
Yes,
So
Kate
Is
was
it
right.
narrative clarify who or what is in the canoe?
yes, and here's the thought, we were gonna figure, talking today. If we could sort of draft something or get thoughts out that you want out. We could do a draft, but I kind of want to hear from you what you want in this deal and what you think we're pitching. And then, about to, go ahead.
So sorry, I was just saying about the going away rather than
Yeah.
coming at us. And Amber, you'd mentioned Hoyton, he's not without some
ambiguity,
complexity, complexity, like there's some, Hoyton did a lot of good, but there's some,
he was a person.
he was a person, right? So in order to kind of skew who the person in the boat might be, I had them facing away so that they are not a person, it is every man or
yeah,
women,
and without an
individuals.
actual name tag that says Nahoyden or Nahanton, nobody would know who he was anyway. They would just
Okay.
think he was a Native American in a boat.
Yeah. Now, Amber, one quick point, and there was a draft we had done so many drafts ago, in which we did use Machoon and it was foreshortened. And it looked like it was an inner tube or truck tire. It didn't show well in the versions we were making. And with Steve Noble saying, this is gonna be the size of
This was it.
no, even
No,
before
it's
that.
not.
And he said like, this is gonna be the size of a quarter or a half dollar. And he said, it's just not gonna show. So for artistic shorthand, it was like, do we make it more of a canoe to show that is I grant you, the technology is,
Different.
it's a canoe is a Machoon is not the classic, Great Lakes, Wisconsin type of canoe. But we thought was just an opportunity to sort of do a shorthand, artistic shorthand, so people got it.
I mean, look, if it has to be the canoe, not a machine, not a big deal. I would just be more concerned that you could tell that that's a native there.
Okay,
Well, that one you can't.
Yeah.
Obviously.
that
Yeah.
one, the source photo with that is actually Native American. I think the artist, but it was taken, Steve Noble worked with the source photo, he was not to copy it.
Mm.
But, that is, and I think there are 2 feathers on that individual. And it is the tension, the understanding is that's Nahoyden, that's what we're calling him. People may see themselves in it, but as,
That blends into the tree.
well,
that's-
yeah.
Again, this
And
is.
it does.
That's
it
one of the
does.
reasons I like the other trees better, is they
Right.
make the central figure stand out, because right now it just looks like a leaf behind his head.
Right,
You can even make it out.
Well, again,
Yeah.
the size of a quarter.
Yeah.
It's gets
Yeah.
tough. I mean, I think the whole gist of this, so kind of Louise's point is. If board hasn't seen any of this yet, they gotta digest what's going on, because the first thing, like, where's the settlers?
Yeah.
And they could kibosh it right there, and then all of a sudden,
Who could kibosh it?
Tell me.
Town meeting,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
they could say like, no, we don't want that, let's, not to say let's do this instead, so we have to come up with. Why we even switched to this, and then why this is appropriate, and so who's in the canoe, I mean, there are gonna be a
Right.
billion questions to it too. And I just think that. We have to be prepared for that and not spend any more money just to make sure they're on the concept, because whether it's. Going towards us, away from us, blah, 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 the size of the mountains, what
Totally.
trees it is, they're not gonna care if they don't buy into it.
Right.
So I think something like this is, or both of them, or you show both and you say, hey, we're gonna have someone on the river. It's gonna be Native American and this is what our thought process is.
right.
And then see how they react, cause like, yeah, if this was going out to the town, look out.
Right.
They would-
Same thing.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to, Amber raising, Autumn Sun raising we had been working with the idea of one settler and one indigenous person, and there was a drawing, there were various wonderful drafts that, Talitha made, and I just ran across one of them. I remember, I don't know whether it was January or what, there had been a period of time between meetings, and there was a tremendous shift, and I thought a lot of it came from the NPI tribal folks, that it was not a good idea to have the 2 people, to have a settler and an indigenous person, because of that once you have both of them in the picture, that there's the power differential. And I thought there had probably been some kind of back and forth that I'm not sure I totally took the whole thing in, but I remember that was an enormous shift. But I thought that you and some of the tribal leaders were wanting to have that, and maybe I misunderstood. Is that how you remember it, or?
I think at the end of the day, like, we spent a lot of time trying to show parity and not, and show the true history sort of what it really is. But at the end of the day, Amber, you brought the point that, is still a giveaway of land, and this is sort of, it was a low point, a bad point. So, let's just let's not talk about the 1680 land deed. So therefore, it was less, therefore you can tell the story differently because that was Dedham's story. Needham's story is after that, starts in 1711. In that case, you know, Nahoyden did have a deed where Hemlock Gorge is. So I can put him, we can as a town say like him on a river, which was the original circumferential highway, we say. Makes sense. Charles River is something we all like, that's what makes the town. In earlier, previous versions, Steve Noble was doing something that simply looked like an irrigation ditch. It wasn't the Charles River. This looks like a Charles River. This is based on Topher's photograph. That's the source photo for this. Which, like, that was a Eureka thing. All right, so that was good.
And I can go out and make a better photo for this purpose.
Well, it's November.
That's great. Maybe there'll finally be some water in the Charles River.
But anyway, my point is.
But I wanted to know
think,
from
yeah.
Amber whether I got that right.
Amber, is that correct?
You know what, I remember we had a lot of back and forth about it. Cynthia, I know you have an excellent memory, and I know we had thought against it because it was too hard to not have it look like a power struggle. And that's what the issue was. I mean, most certainly that's what's been there, and that's what everyone already has a story to go with. So yeah, if we did kind of still go with that, the same story is going to keep going. So I'm pretty sure that is also why when we were talking that it was maybe it shouldn't be the two of them, because there's already a story about the two of them. Like, you know, when I first looked at it, I already had a story in my mind what was going on with the two of them.
Right. Okay, so here we are now with this concept, which we had, I thought, some consensus on. This is what we gave Steve Noble to illustrate. This is his second version.
I can pull up that, remember that sheet that I put actually from day one, all of the different iterations that we've gone through?
Yeah, but-
That's actually helpful.
But do we have from Amber where they're at with this move from 2 to 1, and so forth, which we've been working on? I thought that there was support from, but I want to make sure that we don't amongst them
Okay.
find out that, or.
Well, it's me on the meeting, so I can't, and I, you know, as much as I'd like to speak for my whole tribe, I can't. So I know for me, I'm okay not having it because it does show, we couldn't get it to show an equal power. Like one person was higher, one person was lower, then we had the hands going this way and trying to make it look like it was a handshake and not like a handoff type of thing. And if I remember right, that was the artist's struggle with it, is trying to make it look like it was an exchange and not like somebody was taking something. I like the idea of just having the native, one native, as long as you can tell it's a native.
You know, and I agree with you. I think that was a history of it, and I think we just shouldn't have to train. Is at the end of the day, it was a land deal, and
Right.
that wasn't, and it wasn't. It's Dedham's history. It's not ours. It is ours, but it's not literally ours.
Right.
So
And we know
I
what
think we made the
happened.
right
That's why
choice.
we're trying to figure this out. So, you know, it's just something for everyone to be proud of.
Right.
Can I say one thing
Yes.
about that? So we're to present it to the town.
Right.
Present the one, there's multiple ones that I did before that one too, present the other one. And just so they can say, because you know, if you show this one, we're gonna get the same thing. The guy's too big. I can't see who he is. I don't like this guy. But if we show them, say, this is where we're trying to get into, this is what we're trying to find
Right.
a spot to, this is where we're going. Should we keep going this
I
way?
think that you do need that feedback from people if they think, you know, something's too small, something's too big. Why do you only have one person? You need to get all of that now.
Right. Yes.
Right, but we don't have a final, like, we're still away from a
But I'm
final, they're
saying that
gonna
you can't
focus
have a
on that.
final Because you're just gonna go backwards.
But they're gonna focus on the things that are
They're
not
going to
important. Well, we want to
they're
know,
going
I
anyway.
think,
But
as
they're
my
going
understanding, we
to
want to
go
know,
anyway.
is this the direction we should go,
And
right?
they're important to them. They don't want you to present a done deal. Here we go. We already worked it all through. for
You
you.
want
You
the
wanna maybe
ballpark thing, the
highlight
ballpark.
the
The
elements.
ballpark, but a lot of people can't see
Highlight.
ballpark.
No, but they're not going.
But I think that's what the
I mean, it's just-
narrative is
it's-
for.
we're not
So
gonna
for
do
me,
that.
a lack of ink is a no-go.
Lack
of an ink, I
In
incorporated.
terms of the.
I don't know.
Oh,
Incorporated-
1711.
Incorporated 1711.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Right.
yeah. Um,
You know.
all right.
Yeah, I thought this was really useful that Kate Fitzpatrick wrote about the concept in
Right.
January 2024. Could I read the last few things? She
Go
said,
go ahead.
a new seal should reflect history, not replace it. Seal to convey a more accurate picture of historical events. That's one way we're.
Yeah.
The depiction of the event as a transaction is offensive. She said, the seal should convey the role of indigenous people in the area for whom ownership of land was not a common concept. So that we even at that time, we're trying to
Right,
get rid of some of the things that were inaccurate and seeing, if you see it in terms of colonial and indigenous, there was no way of making that into something that it wasn't at that time. But the idea of conveying the role of indigenous people in the area, and instead of trying to do the transaction, we're now showing people in relationship with the land.
Right.
And with the sacred, the idea of a sacred relationship with all of the climate and everything else that is so important to us now. So I think in a way, it's like bringing up some of the continuity, some of the gifts
Yeah.
that are there.
So if we were to work on for putting together the materials for town meeting for the Granite Republic, both and the board, are those bullet points reflective of the committee consensus to date?
I think those are slightly dated.
Yeah.
I think they're dated. We're not talking about, I think we've moved away from the transaction. We're not doing a transaction.
I'm wondering if we can just generate like,
Here's-
what is
here's
the
the one.
consensus of like, what is the fifth goal we're trying to achieve, because
Right.
we can't click anything out.
Right.
If we're not clear on what the consensus is around this table about what our goal is.
Right.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't
let's
write.
do it.
Starting with the fact that the other one was inaccurate and unbalanced. I think we're still at that.
Yeah, you have to refer to the current seal as to why it's not
Together,
acceptable.
the original, the existing
The existing and then this one?
and proposed ones.
So that's good to put the ways in which the original one was lacking.
The first question is gonna be, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
What's
why-
wrong, what's
what's
wrong with
wrong?
it? Why are you
Right.
doing
Wrong.
this? Why don't we just, yeah, so,
And also to lose.
don't we have better things to spend our?
Right, yeah, right. I know we're paying for all.
A list of FAQs.
But can we work through how?
Yeah.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
Because I think that's
That
the
would
work
be
this
helpful.
committee's been doing.
And to Louise's point, I kind of wish we had just a pencil sketch of, because pencils loose and everyone that like. They won't hyper focus on the detail you provided. They'll say, I get what you're doing here, and they figure it, we'll figure it. But you're right, if we get too exact, like,
Yeah.
you know, then no, we gotta fix this.
Right,
We
like-
Do that on Photoshop?
Yeah,
You do that
but
with
like, for
photo-
example,
images,
Amber,
photo
your
images,
first
you
thing
can make
was,
a
how do I
sketch.
know that's a Native American? As
Right.
opposed to, oh, I like the layout of it, right? So people are gonna, like, I could, or anybody could make that person more obvious. But what I think the town has to focus on, is this somewhere we should be heading? Like, or should it just be the tree, as we say? in the
I
beginning,
think right
right?
now
Like,
they'll know because we'll say the seal depicts a Native American
Right.
man in a canoe on the Charles River with
Exactly.
High Rock in the back. You know, we'll sort of set the stage when we do the final design.
Right,
Then it needs to be a little more self-explanatory, but I think at this stage. You know, the fact that it's not as resolved as we'd like,
Right.
not as clear as we'd like.
Yes.
Halloween.
The voice of God, I have spoken.
Amber, I don't know if you can hear the echo in here.
Yeah, I just did some type of Star Wars thing on my end.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're not going in that direction.
Hold on.
Can you mute your?
Fortunately, we didn't try to do him on board.
Sorry. So,
Yes.
I will volunteer if I can get one of the first two. I'm putting together. The document. I found them.
I haven't been part of the group.
I have no institutional knowledge on your conversation.
I don't think you need that. What it is putting together something that will work to explain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Why
if we-
we are here and what some of the thought processes work. You don't have to
Right.
agree or disagree,
But we should put them out.
but it has to be put out there. It doesn't mean anything more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we put up
I'm trying to do that.
And then that shift at some point about whether there's any way we could have one settler and one indigenous person. I think that's an important part of
I-
concept.
I think we moved away from that.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
as she's
Is
right,
explaining
And
why.
Explaining why.
because
right.
people will say,
And
we
they're
lost the
why
colonials
then
and
what
their
happened with the
pantaloons.
Getaway
to say.
You have,
Yeah, I don't think you have to do
Where's
the
the
why one
settler?
and one, but I think you have to say this is why we took out all the people, you know, that's what.
no,
Yeah.
I think you do have to explain.
Why
I think you
we
need
took
to
them
say
out.
that we
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
one, no, I think you have to explain why they came out, but
I
not
think
that
you
we
have to
went.
explain that.
to-
Why?
Not
Try
two and
Yes.
one.
to do that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, but not the to one, we went from 2 to 1, we went to 1 and 1,
Because
we went to
that-
seated, we went to standing, we went to holding to pan.
No,
them
you don't
off,
have to do all that,
yeah.
but just,
And obviously in the vote, we already discussed whoever's in front and who's in back is the.
Oh, yeah,
Control
try
it.
that version too. That was so.
I wouldn't
Right.
even bring that.
Right, no, but,
Don't even go
but no,
there.
but you know what's gonna come up.
Why are 2
I
people
think
on the
we-
vote?
Yeah, why don't we just put 2 people?
but I think that just says, why do we have a single person, not two?
Yeah,
That's
And then
an
people can
important-
agree or disagree
Right.
with the reasoning.
Well, I also think it comes a little bit like, oh, you've got, this is basically pre-incorporation, what we're showing.
This current seal.
So why not show post? Like, I'm just wondering if they come back, well, then why shouldn't it be a settler? Because there's no, if we're moving forward or where we're at now, I mean, just
At
sort of,
least settlers, right?
well, like, I'm not sure.
Depends what
how
you're
they're
at.
set,
Depends
but
where
just
you're at, yeah.
If they wanna, if they're looking at this as a snapshot in time. Why
Because
do we
I think
pick this part?
if you put the 2 cultures in the same. In the same image, I wonder if you're already, there's a power dynamic.
That's what we would say.
we're also already dating it again.
Yeah,
I mean, this, if part of the reason is that it's not really a Needham event. By 1711, most of the native population, not all, but a lot of the native population had left this area following King Philip's War. So, that relationship that's depicted in 1680 is not really relevant to 1711, except that I think the rest of Hemlock Gorge got deeded over in 1714, but I don't think that's a better.
no, that's not a good track record either.
Yeah, that's not a better, that if you really needed to do that sort of what is that 1711, then you need a picture of the Robert Fuller house or something.
Right.
I mean, that's the one thing that does throw it off by having the 7-11, what's that
Oh,
about?
my gosh.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, we have.
Never
to-
saw it.
So-
Okay. All
So
right.
this actually, what I pulled up are the iterations from the existing town seal and where we are today. This is how I got them all on one page. So this.
I never saw it.
Oh, yes, he did. One on the right.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't remember. Bonsai tree between them?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't remember.
Looks like.
Oh,
That was.
You blocked it. You
that's
blocked
when we were working with Faberman
You
Design.
first. What's this?
This is when we were working with Faberman Design.
Yeah.
So this was the first iteration, okay? So this is the existing town seal.
You blocked it.
And then this is when we went through, this was about a year ago, in September, when we were struggling with trying to put both of them in the same
Yeah.
image.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
And we went through different iterations, and that was November of 2024 where we ended up there. And then March of 25, this is what Steve Noble came back. This is when it looked like the irrigation ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then June
Cows, something brother.
June of this past year, this is what Steve Noble came up with. Okay,
So these are revisions
Yeah.
after all, we looked at
Yes.
these.
and then this is what we just saw from June of 2025 with the canoeist enlarged. So you can see the different iterations. So it helped put that together because quite honestly, we've been at this now for almost 2 years. And the conversations have been very thoughtful and I think productive. And so to see where we started and where we are now, it helped to see it visually because we have come a long way.
How about Topher's things? I did think the last meeting that people had agreed that he had offered very generously to
Yeah,
draw some things, and people had agreed that that would be
Yeah.
useful.
right. My understanding was that Steve Noble's artwork, so felt were frustrated, it was too dark, so. Not that we would change it, but that if that's this sort of consensus on design, sorry. So. Do we also pivot away from this? Or quite frankly, we have an artist who did this, and this is what we've paid for. So do we stick with, at least, as like Louise said, since we're gonna be changing this anyways,
Oh.
what do we show people? And so, I would suggest that we stick with this image. Because this has consensus from everything we've done for the last, how many years? 2 years,
Well, we really started the town seal just a year ago.
okay.
Because there's the brand.
We were just working on the.
So this is where we are with paid assets. Now, we're going to change this again, based on what feedback we hear. So I think sort of to pivot again and might just be like, and even another option is like, we're not deciding options. We're deciding, do you guys, is it worth moving away from the existing seal to something like this? Regardless if the canoe is facing away or back, or what the canoe looks, is it worth it? Do we want to have a conversation in town? We're talking about the existing seal, changing it to something else.
Yeah.
And we have been talking about it for a year, but no one else has, and they're gonna be shocked if they say, you've made something perfect. Like you're done, this is it. So I think we have to understand that this is going to change, but we have paid assets here. And we're just comparing it, if you have the existing one, is it worth moving away from the existing seal to something like this?
Yeah.
Did we lose Amber, by the way?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Amy,
All right.
just so I
Poster
realized,
image.
I sent you 4 on September 29th that had the Native American facing us.
Sorry, say that again?
There's other options Topher sent to Amy.
Oh,
In
and
September
we have,
September.
29th,
so,
when it was the first, it's too dark.
and are those the one, we haven't seen?
Nope.
Sounds like what you're talking about is like more than a draft, like a working paper. I know some groups do. a working-
Conceptual design and,
Right.
you know, I mean, getting people to see the concept and take a temperature as to whether or not they support
Right.
change.
So if you could,
That's the word.
yeah, if we want to look at the existing seal, we can trot through the reasons why.
Yeah, I mean, I
Right.
think, you know, when the time comes, we're gonna still have things to say about the trees and the river and the placement and all that stuff. But it's not necessary now. Nobody is gonna make their decision based on whether we use an oak tree or a pine tree on the side of the side of the river. We're going for concepts. This is where we're going.
Right.
And then, you know, if we get broad buy-in for that, then we, you know, argue over the nature of the trees.
And is it going town-wide or town? meeting?
No, I think
Town meeting, okay. I'm fine with that. I don't.
Because otherwise you're gonna get
Yeah.
stuff all.
No, you want the popular vote.
And did we talk about this going to the select board first?
I think we should, this group is advisory to the select board, I mean, ultimately approves the seal, but I don't think there's been a formal update from this group. Back to the select board since the
Let's-
logo.
Yeah, so we could do an update to town, to select board before we send it to town meeting. And that would be appropriate.
So let's talk timelines then.
Timelines.
Was
I
it
know,
essentially the
like
process
they-
for getting it on the warrant in the first place, or it would just be,
It'd
this
be-
wouldn't be a warrant article to town meeting, it would
Yeah,
just
it would
be.
be.
It
would
has to be a
then-
warrant
then,
article.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
things didn't go through
So,
select board anyway.
when will we get on the agenda?
November 25th. So it's
No.
like we're meeting on the
No.
12th, the 25th. You wanna ask
Can't
them?
write right, do the
December,
write-up by November 25th.
December.
First I'm away.
That's how early it has to be for me.
Yeah.
No, we're just, when this
To
group
try
is
to meet
ready
with the
to
select
update the
board.
board.
Can I
Uh,
also then put a discussion on about moving away from Newman as polling locations?
Oh, yes.
December 2nd?
Sure. That's a week later?
Yes.
Okay. In my heart of hearts, I held the idea that doing the survey during Thanksgiving would have been really appropriate.
No,
You can't make that.
I can,
Okay. It's
who's
just,
gonna work with me? I didn't
Amy?
hear any hands.
I will work.
I just wanna be clear as
Yeah.
to this update to the select board.
It has to include, I think.
We should know
absolutely,
why we're
absolutely.
saying, select board will ask, I mean,
The background.
They're gonna have the same
history.
questions, why are, you know, they'll know why we're doing it, but they're gonna wanna know, you know, sort of
Right.
what the why beyond that process.
We all,
Getting feedback, so that I can
Yes.
take that. and
so
put it in.
could we actually talk, like, quickly, go around, like, why are we doing things, so these be talking points, like, go into your, right up, go to the select board. Right,
Mhm.
Okay,
also, it's useful to think of frequently asked questions.
okay,
You know, the people are gonna want to ask these things, and that we have to have in mind
Right.
response.
Amy, can we get the original existing?
Put it back up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for a minute, she was looking for the.
Oh,
one
I'm
to
sorry.
Show
Yeah.
Amber,
To be, I can email it in.
Sure.
I don't know where mine.
There are so many emails back and forth, on the 29th. Topher, I'm not entirely sure. I
Alright.
pull up the.
sorry, because I had gotten, after I sent these to you, then I got another email saying, can you do them again? So I thought you had gotten,
That's why it came in, right, it's from Microsoft.
Yeah.
You can't.
if you're looking for the file, it's COXNE, Cox Needham, and then it'd be 5, 6, 7, and 8. And it's less of a, yes, exactly, and it's less of a canoe and more of a, how do you say the word?
Machine.
Machine. But the mountain is still large. Yeah, I don't know, I have it here. To do this.
You have it?
No, I thought you wanted me to pull up your existing town seal.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't work, does it? That's no good.
All right, if this is the existing.
That was a
seal,
good try, though.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
fine.
No. The seal
If
looked like
this-
it had like an impressionistic view of it from where I could
Yeah.
see.
That's what it looks like in my head, Amber.
Yeah.
So this is the existing steel. And I would tell you there's a few things a little bit wrong with it. The text around it, I think in 1890, when they did this. They were going for a more antique look, like ancient, like legitimacy. But I think they overshot, yeah, the 1490, we had movable height, Gutenberg. So I think like even the font feels overly wrong. The crosses feel wrong, they feel very like. I always thought they felt,
Nationalism.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Crusader time, those are Crusader crosses,
Crusader crosses.
so.
Sorry, I've made copies for you.
I can email that to you as well.
Okay, did I just miss
Well,
something?
this is gold, this is gold.
That's,
The font choice around the seal is poor, it's Old English before movable type. We can update it to like something. Gutenberg, no, we're not.
More
We
modern.
have the technology,
We go
okay,
as far as wood type.
right, we have, we have the Crusader crosses. Just, so you know, a good Puritan and not
Yeah.
that. Like, a good Puritan would not have.
Would
approved
not
the
have used the cross.
at all, and the St. George Cross, they wouldn't be cool with. So, there's like, there is no teepee. It'd be a Ouija. I do not understand the tree, I don't have a problem with the tree on the right, except I just don't get it.
oh, so that's a teepee on the left?
No,
Yeah.
is that supposed to
It is a
be?
really horrible one,
Terrible.
I'm not even sure, like,
I
it's
think
so,
it had
I
more
thought it was a
coming out the
tree.
It's
top.
more like cannoli.
it's a cannoli.
Is the
No,
tree-
see the path going into it?
Yeah.
Like, that's where.
Alright,
Yeah.
TP/tree on left,
Yeah,
ambiguous.
it's
at best.
not a tree, that's a,
Is it supposed to be an oak tree?
Supposed to be an oak tree.
Where, on the right?
It's probably supposed to be the station tree or something like that, you know, either the mark tree or the station tree, one of the boundary oaks, but.
Which tree are we talking about?
The
one on
little
the right
one,
that-
on the
that's-
right.
Oh, okay.
That's
So-
straining to get out of the frame.
Yeah, right.
But it
okay.
doesn't fit.
The other part I really.
High rock is not,
Breaking it.
that's not high rock. I mean, it looks something like, I think, a Coors beer. You know, so,
Well, it's Lake Needham also.
yeah, it's also Lake Needham, it's River Charles.
It doesn't look like a.
The two Englishmen just saying do look like weebles. Okay, and I'm dating myself.
Right, so they're stiff characters. I'm not gonna write anything that.
All right.
Just so you know, I am going to write in my style.
This is 1680, but yet they're wearing fedoras. Okay, no,
I think they were meant to be pilgrim hats.
I think so too, but I think, I don't get it. Anyways, Nahoyden is, there's a few things. One, he's holding a seal. This is a land deal. The scroll. Which is hang the scroll. It's like, here's your receipt and we got, and definitely power dynamic of two English. And they're like here collecting on it. This feels like little Dickensian too.
And his outfit is not.
His outfit is inappropriate, his TP is inappropriate.
Right, his outfit, by the way, I'm not sure if he's wearing a shirt or like a necklace.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because he has nipples are drawn.
Yes.
I don't know where
Yeah, then in that case, I guess he's got good abs.
this. So anyways, that's what I think, that's why we want a new seal. It's like, it's historically inaccurate. It's, the crosses don't speak to us. I mean, I think that's an overreach. And this, fundamentally, the land deal is Dedham's history. Right, Gloria? This is
Yes,
Dedham's history.
1680.
And this may not even have happened in what's Needham now. And it's ultimately sort of a sad part of history.
I also
And-
think it can be executed so it's cleaner because we have to use it as a seal,
Right.
like an embossed seal. So the more detail you get in, the more it's gonna muddy up when we
Right.
actually use it. I also
Right.
like the idea of putting the word Massachusetts in there to sort of claim where we're at.
Yeah, and I think it's a nice nod to the Massachusetts Indian.
But put it
I
in
like that
without
as
the
well.
S.
Yes,
Without the S. And people would say, what is that? It's the name of the child.
Yeah.
Well, it has that small S, the design has that.
What do they?
There is a version with the song, yeah.
Yeah, we just showed it up.
And yes, hashes say incorporated, or is INC okay?
INC's fine.
So I like Topher's border with the little
Yeah,
fabric on the side.
Which I think, is that from you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, okay. So that's, we kind of agree, anything else? Why we're changing?
So that's historically inaccurate, but then you want the positive.
People are gonna wanna know what is it that's historically inaccurate?
Right, well,
All of the above.
No, not with what they're wearing, because you can fix that
right.
by changing the
No, I
clothes.
think ultimately, right.
So not the visuals, but the story itself.
Right,
I think the story itself is not a finest moment.
Yeah.
It's Dedham's moment, and it was actually.
Okay,
bad
so
moment.
okay.
Well, and Amber, I thought she summed it up very well the first time I heard we were switching from this, was sort of said, but she showed it to the elders, they felt it was hurtful. And I think that's a really good way of, we can gussy it up all you want, but if the transaction is never gonna be anything but hurtful, that's a hard thing to.
Right.
There's no good way of showing that type of thing. That's why I think when we had them sitting, there's a little bit of the power dynamic and we can change that by doing certain things, but if they had any sort of documents with them,
Right.
show something, so it's hard. And I think there's always a power dynamic because
So I think I would rather say that it's that we would rather not choose that as what will be on the seal, because what happened, happened.
Yes,
Yeah, but
So, but
that doesn't mean
that
we are the
that's-
defining image.
Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
I like that,
Right.
not the defining.
Yeah.
If you're looking for positive statements, what is it that we do want to show as part of what?
Well, we wanna show.
Well, that's the
we're-
next
We're,
divot.
the first thing you can say is we're amplifying the Charles River. Why? Because that forms 80% of our border, or whatever you want, that, I think that makes
Creates our border.
sense.
yeah,
And versus, then let's just show the Charles and a bird flying through it, and it doesn't show us very human either.
So I thought that a central thing was we're not necessarily having Nahoy, but we want to show something that acknowledges, and I would use a word, but other people might not, honors the role of indigenous people.
So I don't think that's the job of the seal.
what are you thinking?
I think the job of the seal is to represent Needham, and so I think however people want to read it is fine.
Right.
Without. Like, I think so far, we've kept politics out of
Yeah.
like the discussion. I think I
Well,
wanna,
we've chosen the
needs to be
two
flat.
sort of most characteristic land forms. in
yep,
Needham.
that's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's, and that we are essentially highlighting our long, the history here goes back farther
the
than
history goes,
1711.
okay,
I'd also think the new option, the proposed option, is at the end of it, you can look at the existing seal and say that is a landscape. But here we're taking people out, the Englishmen out.
right,
So it's like we are keeping the components of the existing seal. We understand that the Charles wraps around the town
Yeah.
it is one of our characteristics, as is High Rock.
Yeah.
And our history of Native American, and I also think it's sort of, you think a river goes past and present and future. And I think that's what you're saying.
I think we're kind of saying this, but I just have heard two different things, so I just want to be clear that the intent of the committee is to show a native in the updated seal.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and why, and that's where I'm
Okay.
saying about
Right.
the indigenous, the presence, the indigenous people for 11,000, is that? what?
Centuries.
Nine.
Right.
So the long history of the town,
Right.
yeah,
long before incorporation.
Yeah,
yes,
the oldest Native American artifact yet found in Needham is 9,000 years old.
that we were trying to have.
Down on the seal.
Did you tear it down and make it bigger?
We,
Literally.
it was too small. We had to improve it.
And I also think there's something that Charles is something that Needham residents know and love and enjoy. And could see themselves canoeing on it as well. So there's a little bit of like, yes, this is recall Nahoyden. And it's Native American, but you can also see yourself in that scene too.
Gloria, question. Let's see how good you are. What was the Charles River before the? What did Nahoyden call it?
I would assume Kenobitin?
Yeah,
Sounds
the
good
river
to me.
the river that winds.
Yeah.
Can we throw that in there? That would.
Again, that's why,
It's border
I mean,
anyway.
that's why I made him going away,
So,
so you could see
Amy,
yourself in.
Did you say you were gonna work on with it? Is that what you said? Okay.
Okay. All right,
Out of gratitude to both of you.
so, however, you okay with that? Anything else you want to add?
Then you have to decide what images you're gonna
Right,
present to the select board first and then to town meeting, which ones? The current seal,
thoughts?
But before that, why is it we're having an indigenous person in the canoe? That's where.
I think
we're
we
saying
said that,
about-
we wanted to show. The role of indigenous people in the area
Okay, good,
and the length of history.
great.
And bring in the symbolism with the river of the past and the future, and so this is depicting both.
It's
past
also
and-
the link between the two designs.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, thank you.
we're not totally jettisoning everything that was in the old seal. We're not.
I
getting
was
rid of
just
the old
saying,
seal.
it's a question of what you have to like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the way you said that.
politicize the. What is being said.
Yeah.
Because that just turns.
Yeah, but I'm
people
one,
off in all directions.
and before you go to the pictures, how that sounds to Amber.
Happy to send her.
Just what we said.
And
Sorry, am I, wait, are you showing me something?
I just don't want to be.
no, we were just having discussion about the,
So long.
why we're doing the why and what we're
You
showing.
guys schedule if I can come.
Anything in
I
that
know your schedule's
conversation,
tighter
like,
Yeah, it's,
than
if
mine.
you were to ask me, I would say so it doesn't look so transactional and
Yes.
doesn't immediately look like something unpleasant happened because we know how it turned out.
Yeah.
But still showing respect to the Native Americans that were here.
yes,
Yeah,
Okay, great.
respect.
okay.
You know, word origin is an easy one.
That's really
Sort of
helpful.
get back. And I would just say that whatever we show them for the canoe image, that's just the rough guys. Cause if we were just to
Yeah.
describe this,
It's gonna be just a.
they
word.
wouldn't, hold it, what do you mean is it a cure? It's
Yeah, you have to.
Right, okay.
I
All right,
guarantee you, the one comment we won't get is canoe is inappropriate.
That's right.
Should be misheard, it's like, that's the one thing people
to be an entity.
recognize right away, so.
right. Okay, so. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
If you could write something up,
Mhm,
could
mhm.
you send it to the committee? Like, so we can all just read it and bounce off of it, okay?
Can we do that?
Rather than me,
No.
Because-
but we
open
can't
meeting
talk
tomorrow.
about it.
You can send individual edits to Amy, but you
Yes.
can't reply all.
You still can't do that.
Just for her to do it.
Sorry?
It's-
She
can't
can, well,
vote.
she-
No,
You
they,
can't
you
say-
still have
and then she has to
reserve vote on
hold
the
it
final.
till the next
meeting,
meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just, I, speaking for myself, would be comfortable just delegating that they can come up with a final document if it
Okay.
reflects what this conversation was.
When's
I
our
would
next
just throw that.
meeting?
right.
I know, I lose
Yeah.
track of where we
We
are.
haven't scheduled, so,
So if you want to get to the select board on December 2nd, when do you have to have it for the packet?
Given the holidays, we would need it. by The 20. Oh, sorry. The 26th, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Okay,
So either this group would have to meet before then, if everyone wants to see it,
Yes.
sign off on it versus.
So we-
delegating.
20,
okay.
What's, I'm sorry, what's the date?
I just do something.
Is that a Tuesday?
Yeah, that's Monday. Tuesday is the 25th.
Kevin and I have conflicts on the 24th.
Right,
So 7 AM.
the other, about the week before, is that okay with you, the week before? Then we would get it done.
Yeah.
By that Thursday. I'm away at the end of this week. Just. Seeing my grandmother, who's 108 now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my God. You got
She's turning 108 and a half. On September 29th.
We put her on the seal.
Wow.
Michigan.
Okay.
Alright,
Mine was 103.
those are good genes.
Congratulations.
All right, so what day, I'm sorry, what day are we talking about?
4 o'clock on the 17th.
The 18th work or 17th?
For next meeting?
What day of the week?
Monday or
Wednesday.
Tuesday.
No, Wednesday or Thursday.
What?
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong month, you're right. Monday or Tuesday.
With hearing, Paula hearing, right, on the 17th? 6:30? Want to meet?
We have a 7 o'clock meeting, it's on the 17th.
Oh, the 17th.
So
It's
it's
at
the
7 o'clock.
18th.
The 18th,
Right.
18th work for everyone?
I think it was your, yeah, 4?
No,
No?
What are we doing tomorrow?
Okay, next
Election
would
day.
be
what about Wednesday? Wednesdays,
The 19th?
the 19th is. I could do it. It's 19th work? Then,
4.
Well, for me,
Does that work?
No, my husband's having surgery the 19th. Shoulder
Well,
replacement.
he's not invited anyway.
Oh, that's a big.
It is a big one.
All right, the 10th. You're running.
We're not gonna be ready.
Would you be okay if she?
Can we just, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll write it up and then everybody set up their meeting on the set up the meeting on the 19th, and then we'll regroup on the 20th with notes of what happened. If you
So
zoom,
meet on the
that-
19th.
meet on the
We're not doing-
19th, if you zoom, then I can make it. Great. If I can't, then just record it and I'll watch it.
Oh, that's the other thing.
It'll be feedback on the state.
Exactly.
Focus.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully
Wednesday,
everybody's
November
just, hey, that
19th
looks
at 4
great.
p.m.
And you're done.
4 p.m.
Wednesday, November 19th at
4
4
p.m.
I'll send out a
It's
calendar
one thing
invite.
if you
so
were
everybody has
winging
it.
it.
Yeah. Amber, does that work for you?
Kinda
Yes,
know.
thank you.
Okay,
Hey, you know, Louise, what are you doing?
all right, so we'll meet on the 19th,
I couldn't control.
4 o'clock. Okay.
Okay,
Now,
and then just Newman,
Second. Back to
just start the discussion, not to decide
At
anything,
some
just
point,
to
you have to decide which
start.
images you're gonna show them as a sample of the control.
I don't know why you're looking at me. It's like,
That's because you're.
so that is, which version? I would say show Steve Noble's version, that's the one we paid for.
But that's not my responsibility.
And I would also say, show that one to town meeting members. But I would also say, if you want to show those in the mix, but I would suggest showing them to town meeting members, like, pick this or this or this, may be confusing.
I wouldn't show multiple versions. I would show the latest one we've got and say,
Make it very,
this is the concept, this is not the final. People will still think it's the final and
Uh-huh.
say, oh, the tree should be here and this should be there.
Yeah, we hear.
But yeah. then
But
you just-
I
but
also
when
think
you
it's
say-
important to say we're doing like this woodcut style, cause that sort of is what the old style was too.
Yeah.
Versus like what Faberman did, where it's looks like
Oh,
a
gosh,
you
cartoon,
mean
we're
the
not
old
going to
style,
cartoon.
Yeah.
Now it's
So old
ridiculous.
style, that's really important, especially if you want to show them Newton's proposed one. And I don't quote me on that, but Newton.
No one's getting quoted.
No, but it's,
Except by Bob.
like, a lot of it's just some Adobe Illustrator, like, awfulness. And this is a good woodcut, this looks like a folk, not folk.
Handmade.
Yeah.
So we're respecting the tone
Authentic.
and that the authentic is.
Yep.
And there are a lot of downloads of Steve's. Just.
So which one did Newton go with?
I don't think they've gone with any yet.
Awful tree.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
flood.
Bob, did they go with anybody yet?
Remember that one?
Oh, yes, it looks.
This
City
one?
council voted 13-10
Yeah.
to accept it, but there's another step I don't really quite understand.
This one.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
But we have our brand, which is really lovely.
It's just,
We already have our.
It's the
What's that
flood,
style?
flood waters encroaching on town hall.
What the? Yeah, I call it early coloring book.
I like the sun going up or down behind it.
Yeah, it's so good. And the tree that, go this way.
There are a lot of people who like that.
I just wanna see when they put it on a shirt or.
All right. Are we okay with that song? Is that when we have consensus? All right.
And people may be completely opposed to this, so you
Oh, no.
be prepared as well, that they may not like the
Right.
idea at all.
There should be,
So you
there's to be a
need
certain
to-
amount of, let's show this instead, there should be a certain amount of, why do we even
change
have
it
to
at
do
all.
this?
Right.
Yeah.
Can we save the money on Paul? So, yes.
Paul, what else?
Which version? Which version? Okay. All right.
We got one town seal with a
How about the
7-8
state
school,
seal?
one town seal with a 6-7-8 school, one town seal with a school, one to five, yeah.
Does anyone want to make a motion?
No, we don't want to stay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Okay, agree.
Anyone want to second it?
Second.
All right. You gotta vote yes or no. Cynthia. Marshall.
Yes.
Hooper.
Yes.
Gloria.
Yes.
Teddy.
Yes.
Louis.
Yes.
Amber.
Yes.
Katie.
Yeah.
And the chair votes yes. Do you want to adjourn?
6 seconds.
All right.
So whatever.
That's right.
Now we all have to.
Yeah. I think it's,
So please send it to